What's up, guys? Welcome today to Crush Card Cup round 7. This is against like a good friend that I met through streaming. Actually, he's also a Twitch streamer. So definitely go check him out. I'll have his Twitch in the description box below. But yeah, he's piloting Eldlich. I wasn't expecting that. I knew he plays like combo, but like from the times that I've played him, he literally played like Salamangreat, Altergeist. What else did he play? BA. And I know he's like really infamous for Sky Striker. So I wasn't really sure what I was like up against. I thought maybe he could be also playing the Rock deck. And so I actually built my I actually made a Pendulum list go to like face Pascal because I think it was the most well-rounded, because I didn't want to face like an Eldritch mirror. That was just like, it would just literally be like whoever. It's like really sacky in the mirror. There's a lot of really cool technical plays you can do, but the mirror is like very sacky. And what I mean by that is like if whoever has like that extra Cosmic Cyclone or that extra oomph that usually wins the mirror. Like for example, like sometimes having that extra Solemn Judgment, having the extra Cosmic Cyclone, like sometimes just blows you out. And so like I was like I don't want to play a mirror because like I know he's like been streaming like a lot of Eldritch, and then I felt that Pendulums had the best matchup against every deck, like a good matchup against every deck. And so like if I played the Rock deck, if Pascal piloted the Rock deck, I would have felt like super comfortable still, because like if I went first, I would win. If he went first, like he would win most likely. But I was also main decking like Dark Ruler No Mores, which thankfully I didn't draw in this matchup. But I was main decking cards like just to like beat the Rock deck, because I was really afraid of that going into this round. And then I also decided to play Pendulums, just like switch it up on you guys. Some of you guys may not know, but I used to play Pendulums for about like I think 3 months since when I first started the game, like last July. Like I played Salamangreats for a month or 2 months, and then after that I played Pendulums all the way until Electromine got banned, and that's why I switched to Altergeist. And so like that's like the backstory of how like I came to like the PBG with an Altergeist deck. It was because literally Electromine got hit, and I was like tearing up. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll go to Faker now. So anyways, yeah, I figured I changed it up because I know that people like watch my YouTube videos and stuff, and they probably see me like play Eldritch after Eldritch. And so I figured, why not take play a different deck so people get to see a different style to like my different approach when I play like a more combo based deck. And also, like, of course, shout out to Trift Gaming, man. I threw out my Eldritch cards, man. I converted myself to an Eldritch player. I mean, Pendulum player. Oops. But anyways, yeah, I'm really excited to go to this match, and we'll get right into it. So I win the dice roll here, and I like to go first, obviously. So I open up my hand, and I was like, damn, this hand is kind of bad. I have no draw spells. Souls is basically a free special summon, so it's not really doing much. So I have to like maneuver my way into setting up Infinity Negates, as Triff like to call it. So the first thing I do is I bait out an interruption if he has any. So I go Serb just to see if he has an Ash Blossom. And if it doesn't, that's fine. So I go Cerberus effect, and then here I get Basilisk. So a lot of people might be confused about like why I play Basilisk or why I get it. So Basilisk is really like insane in my opinion, and I'll explain later as we get to the combo. But my thought process at this time was like, there is no need to get Jackal King, because Jackal King at this point is all it's gonna do is get me a free body. Like Jackal King just gets me a free body. Like it literally does nothing else. And so my thought process at this time was like, I needed to draw into a power card. I needed to draw Desires. I need to draw like literally anything, man. Like that, literally like an Allure of Darkness. Like just please, where are my spells? And so I play like literally 20 spells, and I saw 5 monsters. And anyways, so at this point in time, I was gonna use Basilisk effect just to like dig into my deck for like a card, like literally any spell card. So I go Basilisk. And oh yeah, and then like I said before, the reason why I don't get Serb is just for the free bodies, because I know that I have Chronograph and I have Souls. So Chronograph plus Souls equals Crowley, which gets me to like the 2 monsters to draw 2. So at that point, I don't need the Cerberus, because all the Cerberus is gonna do is get me to Selene before my pen summon, but that like doesn't effectively do much. So at this point, I'm like, as long as I get to Crowley before my pen summon, I'm like happy with that. So I shuffled back the Master Serb into my deck. And then I shuffled my deck and draw 1 card. I drew into a Abductor, and I was like, thank you, Jesus. Because everything else is not a plus card. Like, like Souls is technically a plus card, but that assumes you have spells. But like Abductor was like the perfect draw. Like even though it wasn't the best draw, it was the perfect draw because Abductor is a +1. If that makes sense. I needed +1 cards. Like I needed Desires. I needed like anything to draw or like search. And so drawing the Abductor was like a godsend. So at this point in time, after drawing Abductor, something I did was I said think on resolution, and it's important I did this here because my thought process was also just to like reveal Chronograph, and then just special summon like Abductor from my hand. But I realized I didn't have enough to like do anything with that play because I usually only do that play if like I can stack 3 counters on Abductor and then search a souls, so it becomes a free target to like send off of a lure because you only need 1 soul. And at this point in time, like thinking on Chronograph resolution, I'm like, should I do this? And I realized that I don't want to do that, so I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna do anything on resolution because the reason why you can trigger Chronograph on resolution is because mythical beast cards like they destroy themselves in the scale, and so because of that fact, the Chronograph would be able to trigger. Here, I just activate Souls. I send Big Guy for cost, and the reason I did that instead of Jackal is because I needed to get a level 7 so that I can make Vortex with Reflection. And I have 1 piece of the level 7s right here, so I needed to get a second level 7. I summon Souls, and at this point, I activate Abductor, and then I activate Chronograph. And so most of you might be thinking, like, how do I get enough counters for Abductor when I don't have, like, essentially 3... if I don't have spells. So the way I do this is Crowley, and Crowley is like really insane here. So I get the Time Gazer. I know it doesn't have Ash because like Serb would have gotten Ash 100%, and even if it did Ash that, like I think I still would have been okay. I could have just penned out everything, and just normal summon Magister. But yeah, so at this point in time, I summon the Time Gazer, and then I'm gonna make Crowley, and Crowley is literally like so broken. Like Crowley is like such a free +1. And you need to continuously generate +1 advantages. And so here, I got lucky because my random one was Secrets, which is arguably like one of the best ones. But because I didn't use my normal summon yet, I could have like flunked, which meant like I could have literally missed and gotten Knowledge, which would have been okay. All I had to do was like send Crowley at that point and draw 2, and then activate Magister to get my 3rd spell counter on Abductor. So either way, whatever Crowley got me, I would have been okay with. So at this point, I got Secrets, which was like insane because Secrets literally says put 2 counters on any on my cards. So here I'm gonna activate the Magister first, and the reason why I activate Magister first is because I don't activate spell. I want Secret to give counters to both my cards. I activate Spellbook of Secrets, and here I'm gonna search Blue Boy because I haven't normal summon yet. Normal summon Blue Boy, standard plays, and then just search the Secrets here. Activate Secrets to get my free plus, and then just stack the counters on my cards. So at this point in time, I have 4 counters on Abductor, 2 on Magister, so I feel really confident. At this time, I still have no idea what he's playing, right? And that was my, if you guys were counting, that was my 4th like summon. That was my 4th summon. So I was like, yo, like if I literally get into beauty right now, I'm gonna actually cry. So I was like, okay, Abductor, search Jackal King. So that was like it was like so broken. I was like, yo, I have to like search a way to negate a rock, like the big rock right now, or else I'm actually gonna cry. So I'm like, okay, I do that, then activate Desires. I wanted to search before I resolve Desires, just because like I don't want to banish all my Jackal Kings. I drew 2, and those were like basically 2 useless draws, which is fine. It happens. And then I checked my banish pile, and I was like, okay, it's like not too bad, if I remember correctly. Because at this time I like banish. Oh no, I banished double Endymion, so I knew that I had to like make good use of this last Endymion, but it didn't matter because I'm actually gonna like just end up on like so many negates that like that I don't need that follow up play, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna pen summon. I'm gonna like literally pen 5. So shout out to Chiff. So pen 5, guys. So I'm literally gonna pen 5. And I pen out Jackal King, and so this is all, obviously this is like 9 summons, but I pen summoned Jackal King immediately, and because my cards have spell counters, I'm just not gonna get imbued here. Like I said, I don't know what he's playing at the time. And then at this point, the first play I do is I make Celine, because Celine is literally godly. Celine is like literally insane. And then I make Abyss Dweller. So this is something that like a lot of like lists don't do, but they don't make Dweller. But if you play Basilisk, you'll notice that Basilisk is a level 4. So like Bastion just gives you free access to Dweller, which is why like it's super insane. And like Dweller is like basically infinite negates. Like Dweller is literally infinite negates, and it destroys the meta because even against a rock deck, they won't be able to resolve. Like they can't use glove effect. They can't use block dragon effect. Like there's just a lot of applications, and like against an Eldritch deck, like Dweller's FTK. Like yeah, let's like, you know, that like you can spear mode me, and I'm dwellering in this like the standby phase. So like Dweller is just literally FTK, and so like that's why I play Basilisk as well, because it gives me access to like the rank 4 toolbox. And then at this point, I'm gonna use Selene effect to reborn the Endymion, and then I'm gonna go into the Vortex. And here's another play I'm gonna do. And this is a play that shout out to Triff Gaming. Cross Sheep. You make Cross Sheep here to summon the Vortex under Cross Sheep so that Cross Sheep can reborn a card. And then at this point, it's really nice because now I can, by reborning souls, I can then make another Selene. So I basically just put up a free negate, and now Selene can get me another negate. So it was like, so that's why I like, these are like my sequencing of plays. That's like really critical. So, and at this point in time, I literally have 1, 2, 3, like an infinite negate. So I have 3 negates, like 1 Omni, 1 Spell Trap, 1 Monster, and then infinite negates. So I like, it's just at this point, like I don't know what can break this board. I'm just gonna essentially pass here, and then I'm gonna shotgun the Biswell in standby, and then main phase 1 he's gonna go Extravagance. So at this point, I'm like, yo, he's playing Eldritch. There's no way he's not playing. I'm like, there's no way Pascal plays Geist. Because he probably thinks I'm playing Eldlich. So I'm like, there's no way Pascal plays like Geist against like Eldlich. I don't think he would. Like I saw him play Altergeist once. But yeah. Anyways, he resolved Extravagance. I'm like, I always gonna get the draw cards, man. Like I don't care. Like I'm negating draw cards. Like draw 2. It's like, do I Ash Desires? 100%, man. Like I don't care. Like drawing 2 is like really busted. So I'm like, okay, he's banishing 6. Yeah, 100%. I'm Endymion negate. Bounce, then he just automatically scoops. He automatically scoops, and there's like a couple things. So I know that because he activated Extravagance, he's playing a control deck. That was the first part, and then the other part that I know is that whatever deck it is, it potentially could lose to Dweller, because I felt that Pascal would not have given up. Like if I was playing Altergeist, yo, you already know I'm gonna literally set 5. You negate Extravagance. I'm setting Solemn Strike. I'm setting Spoofing. I'm setting all my cards. But he just gave up. Like he didn't even like bother to do anything. So at that point, I'm like, okay, that potentially could mean that he's playing Eldlich. And I know he was streaming Eldlich for quite a bit. So at this point, he makes me go first, and I'm like, oh holy smokes, man, he's a god. Because I did not expect him to make me go first but it makes sense though, because like my deck, right, like Pendulum. Bro, the sidecars we have against Eldlich is literally FTK. Like, Lightning Storm, if I resolve Lightning Storm and, like, if you look at my hand, I'm, like, killing you. Like, 100% kill you. Or if I just draw into Denko going second, you just automatically lose. So it was better call for him to just make me go first. So that, like, totally makes sense. So at this point, what do? I literally go, oh, you Pascal, I pass. Because if you look at my hand, like, obviously I could have done Souls, send 2 Lightning Storm, draw 2, and then, like, go Desires, draw some more. But, like, I'm like, yo, why go through all that trouble when he literally can't kill me? And if he sets up a counter trap, I'm just going to double Lightning Storm him and then kill him the next turn. I just thought that was a way better play, because I'm like, yo, Eldlich can't kill me turn 1. Like, Eldlich literally can't kill me turn 1. Like, there's just no way. And like I said, I didn't know what he was playing at the time, but even if it was Altergeist, man, like, I literally didn't care what he was playing. All I know is that he was playing a combo deck. He was 100% playing a combo deck. So, I'm sorry, a control deck. So, I'm like, yo, there's no control deck in the face of this earth that can OTK me like in one swing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to pass my turn, and I'm just going to Lightning Storm the hell out of him. Like, it just doesn't even matter. Like, I'm resolving all my Lightning Storms. I give no cards, no zones, nothing, man. But if Pascal played Dinos and then just literally flippily flop, like, literally just, like, mess with me, I would have actually cried, because Dinos could OTK me. So I probably would have been kind of mad. But at that point, it didn't matter, because I won the dice roll and then game 3. So, yeah. So, he's going to go now, and he's going to go Extravagance, draw 2. So, he draws 2, so he has 7 cards in hand, man. I was like, yo, come on. So, he's going to summon the big boy. Set 2, and then he's going to pass. And at this point in time, I'm like, main phase 1, Lightning Storm. But this was a big misplay, guys. This was the biggest misplay. I think a crazy misplay. I got so greedy on trying to resolve Lightning Storm, I missed the bigger picture. I should have used Garuda. And the reason why I should have used Garuda is because then I can resolve Jackal King to summon back the Garuda. But I think that I got too greedy on Lightning Storm. It's definitely a misplay, and you guys will see why. I Lightning Storm the 2 back row, and then I go Soul's Effect, send 1, and then I'm activating Desires. I should have baited. I should have assumed he had a hand trap. I should have baited out Souls with I should have baited out Ash with Soul first by sending 1 and then do Desires. But I'm gonna get Ash on Desires here, which hurts, man. Like, it hurts so bad. Look at my hand. Look at my hand. But like, do we give up? No, we don't give up, man. This hand looks almost unplayable, right? It looks almost unplayable, but I'm gonna do a series of plays that like people won't even see this coming. I normal summon. I do Souls first for 1, and then I drew into Institution. I was like, yo, I literally was so mad. Because if I started off M phase 1 with Garuda, I could have then activated Jackal King, get 2 counters on the Institution, start stacking counters, and then like just be like completely lit. But now because I didn't do that, I have to like think of a way to stack counters on Institution. So what do? I go normal summon Garuda, and then I make Daybreaker. And so Daybreaker will get a counter because it's Link Summon. I'll activate Institution and then resolve Jackal King to put counters on my Institution and Daybreaker, because a spellcaster is special summoned to a zone that Daybreaker points to. It gets an extra counter. And also Daybreaker has an effect where it can remove 2 spell counters and pop any card on the field. And because Jackal King got popped, Institution's gonna get another 2 counters. So at this point, I felt decent. I felt like kind of okay. But next point I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to use essentially, I thought about this play so much. I was actually short 1 spell counter. This was actually so sad. I was short 1 spell counter, and if he had an extra spell in his graveyard, I could have done the craziest line of play. But because he didn't, essentially what I needed to do was make Celine use Institution effect to remove all the counters from Celine and then search like Big Endymion. But I just couldn't have done that just because I only get, as you can see here, 7 spells. So here I'm gonna use Daybreaker. I'm gonna pop the big guy, and then I'm gonna make Celine. So I make Celine here, and I gain like basically infinite counters, which is only 7. Unfortunately, it's not enough. I needed more counters. It was just wasn't enough. I was hoping he had more spells in the graveyard, but he just didn't, because Celine also, it counts the number of spells in both players' graveyard. That's why Celine is insane. Like most people don't know this. It's not just your graveyard, man. It's like both players' graveyards. So like if they have a lot of spells in their grave, you literally go plus infinite like spell counters. So anyways, then I'm gonna use Celine effect to reborn the Big Endymion, and this was because I was really afraid of getting even lead. I was like, yo, like I could do more damage, but what are the odds? Like he kept evenly in, because he made me go first, so he probably has a bunch of like go second cards, and so I go to I essentially at this point go to battle phase and attack, and surprise, surprise, he had the evenly match. So like by doing this line of play, I basically played around his evenly match, because if I just went Daybreaker, pop, and then attacked with the Daybreaker and attacked with the Garuda, I would have done, yes, 2800 damage, but then he would have evenlyed me, and then I just would have lost. I would have 100% lost. I would have lost 2 more cards. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still in like a very bad position, because look at his graveyard. It's absolutely loaded. It's like playing against an Orcus deck that literally has like Symbol and like Nightmare in the graveyard, man, and dang like Galatea in the grave. It's fully set up. Like it's fully set up. So at this point, what I do is I then use Institution effect to remove 3 counters from Celine to search Magister. At this time, by the way, I banished my Servant, so I was really upset, but that's okay, because next I'm gonna do like a crazy like big brain play. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna activate Magister, and then I'm gonna negate my own Magister effect with my Endymion. The reason why I do this is because it lets me recycle Institution to my hand. It puts counter on Endymion so that it cannot be targeted, which is important because I don't want him to Eldlich send my Endymion, and he can't attack any other monsters beside Endymion because of Celine, or like he can't attack Celine, so only his choice is Endymion. And it puts Magister in my graveyard, which means that if he were to like Essentially, that means that I can reborn back the Magister, and Magister floats. So if Magister gets destroyed, I can then put Magister in my like spell and trap zone. So what I do here is I'm essentially gonna go. I'm gonna essentially go, and then I'm just gonna pass turn. He's gonna go end phase, banish and set red, and yeah. I mean, at this point, I was in a big losing position, but he draws into Lightning Storm, which it doesn't change much, but I think it changed a lot because now it basically guarantees that he baits through one spell trap interruption, which is like really, really annoying because I only have one Endymion to negate. So he's going to Lightning Storm, and I had to think. Like, I had to think whether or not I let Celine die, and I was like, yo, I was thinking to myself, and I'm like, yo, I think at this point, I literally just let Celine die. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to give up. I'm going to use the effect of Celine as a Chain Link 2 and summon back Magister, because I'm like, he can't clear all my cards. But Pascal is a really smart player, so he's going to figure out a way to clear both monsters. And I'm like, and Magister's going to float. So if he beats it over, it's going to float, go to my scale. And then I can activate Institution, put a counter on it, like search like Baby Jackal or something. Activate Baby Jackal and then pen and then keep playing. Because then I have a scale 4 and a scale 8 from Magister, scale 4 from the Baby Jackal. And then I have Big Endymion and Jackal King, which are both pen summonable under like a 4 and an 8 scale. So like I was like, yo, like as long as I don't have an insane grind game, man. Don't get me wrong. Pendulums does not have an insane grind game. But I wanted to be in a position where like, you know, I can just sort of come back. Anyways, he Lightning Storms me. I'm like, okay, whatever. I give up my Celine. So Celine's done, but at least I get Magister. But then, so Pascal is going to think here for a little bit. And what he does is very critical. He's going to use Eldon to search a Lord. And then use Lord effect to send my Magister. So I'm like, oh my god, of course. He had the Eldon. And like, I knew he didn't top deck this card because, the first card, when he drew the card, he activated the all the way to the rightmost, which is the Lightning Storm. So I was like, he top decked Lightning Storm, but then he held the Eldon, which is really smart. Holding the Eldon was really, really smart from him. And then at this point, it sends my Magister, and now I'm just gonna basically like surrender because like he's gonna summon back the Lord, beat over my like the Big Endymion, and yo, I have like nothing, man. He has a red and a white, like it's just no way to play. He only banishes black here, which I mean it's not a misplay, but like he could have also banished red to get a counter trap, but it literally doesn't matter. Like I drew to Denko Sekka, man. I have no counters left. I have no scale. Yo, alright, it's game 3. But like I said, I don't want to give up. You know what I mean? Like even though like I was in a huge losing position, I didn't want to give up. So now at this point, I'm like, you know what? Yo, Pascal, I'm gonna return the favor. I'm gonna make you go first now. And it's just because, like, going first, I lose it too much, man. Like, I don't want to get spear mode, as he's going to side in all these amazing go second cards. Like, I mean, you can see now, but he had Lava Golem evenly. Lava Golem evenly, man. Like, imagine getting Lava Golem and evenly. Like, come on. So, at this point in time, like, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make Pascal go first. Because, like, he loses to, like, a lot of my go second cards, and I lose to a lot of his go second cards. Like, if he goes, like, spear mode and, like, evenly, like, I just, like, so neg. So what I do here is I let him go first, and he starts with the sand play. He's used Eldland to search Conquistador. I guess he could have also, like at this point in time, used Lord, send red to send his Eldland, which would then get which would then get him red in the graveyard, so that he would have had more interruption, because he has Conquistador in his hand, so he can like now get the counter trap from red. So he would end on counter trap and red. Sorry, he would end up on Contrap and Conquistador and an extra Lord to summon. But it won't matter because, as you see here, I top deck the Denko Sekka. And then I'm going to show you guys my line of play. I think, so in standby phase, he's going to shotgun the red. And then in start of main phase 1, I don't shotgun Denko Sekka. I know he has a Conquistador set. I don't shotgun the Denko Sekka. And the reason why I don't shotgun Denko Sekka is very simple. Because if he has an Ash Blossom, it makes my Denko Sekka useless. And what I mean by that is like I don't have a really good follow-up play. So the first thing I do is I have to make sure that my Spell Power Mastery resolves. If it does not resolve, then then my whole line of play changes. But if Spell Power Mastery resolves, then I'm 100% normal summoning Denka. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start off with Spell Power Mastery. I start off with Spell Power Mastery. Like, if this card gets Ash right here and now, I want to use my normal summon on Blue Boy, if that makes sense. Because I have the secrets in my hand. So that's why I don't want to normal summon Denko Sekka right now, because if I normal summon Denko Sekka and have no follow-up play, he's gonna literally destroy my Denko Sekka the following turn. So I have to start off with like Spell Power Mastery. So because if he ashes this, I'm like really screwed. So at this point, I go Mastery. I search Servant first, and I'm like, yo, I literally was like, yo, that card resolve. Yo, I'm 100% normal summoning Denko. I'm like, no shot. If that card resolved, there's no way. So I normal summon Denko so that my Servant cannot get popped. And then I'm going to go Secret into Knowledge here and don't get Blue Boy because I don't have a normal summon now. And then I went for the Desires. So this is like, I was like thinking like if he ashes me here, like I would literally lose. But at the same time, I was like, yo, that's fine. Like if he has it, he has it, because I didn't ash like Spell Power Mastery. So I'm thinking to myself, like if he doesn't ash Spell Power Mastery, like I don't think he's gonna ash Desires. Like I just don't think he had it. I mean, like, but if he did, like I just lose. But I had to continue with this play. Like I don't want to get into a grind game with Eldlich because I just lose. So the idea was like I needed to kill him like right there and then. Like there can't be a turn 3, man. I just need to end this game. I drew into the Cerberus, and oh my god, this card is insane. So I'm going to show you guys another sequence of play. So what I do here is I activate Master Serb in my scale. Because I know that once Servant gets to 3 counters, Servant will then clear my scale so that Master Serb can resolve. And like I said, he hasn't ashed any of my power cards so far, right? Like he has not ashed like Desires. They're not ashed like Spell Power Mastery. So I'm like, I have to do this like ballsy play right here and now. If he has it, I lose, and I'm 100% okay with that. But I'm essentially all in now, because Spell Power Master Resolve, I go all in. I put all my chips on the table and go all in. You can't hesitate here. And here, like I resolve Servant, and what I do is I summon Endymion. So you guys might be wondering, why did you summon Endymion? Like, aren't you afraid of a Nibiru? Well, yes and no. I am afraid of the Nibiru, but I know 100% fact that I'm not going to let him Nibiru me. And here's how. So everything is going to be under 5 summons. And so another important part about why I summon Endymion is really important. Most people here would summon the Jackal King, right? But that's a really bad play because I have the Jackal King in my hand already. If you just know the ratios of your deck, like I know this deck in and out, so I memorize the ratios. I know that I play 2 Jackal King. And I know that none of it got banished. But I know that Garuda got banished. So I know that, like, and I side out the Basilisk. So at this point in time, I know for a fact I only have 1 more Mystical Beast card in my deck. And if I summon the Jackal King, then Master Serb can't resolve because I can't search a Mystical Beast card. So, so at this point in time, I'm like, okay, if Servant resolves, there's no way he has Ash now at this point. He has no hand traps. There's no Ghost Ogre. I'm 100% confident that he sided out DD Crow, which is irrelevant in this matchup. So I'm like, okay, I think I have a way to just straight up kill him. And like I said before, I don't summon Jackal King because I need a Mystical Beast card to search. So at this point, I resolve the Master Serb and then get Jackal King. Activate Jackal King. And then summon the Master Serb. As you guys can see, this is all under 5 summons, man. I am not losing to Nibiru here. And then I'm like, okay, all under 5 summons. I activate Jackal to get 2 counters on Cerberus. I'll use Cerberus effect to banish the Eldlich. And now, when Master Cerberus banishes a monster, it gains that much attack. And right now I have lethal. A lot of you guys might literally overextend. You might go like Daybreaker, start linking off, doing some crazy plays. But I'm like, you know what? Bro, the math is very clear. I have over 9,000 damage. I'm going to battle phase. So I literally click battle. And then Pascal surrenders because he just knows. And like I looked at this replay all over, and obviously I see that he didn't have the Nibiru, and obviously like he didn't have like the Ash, but the sequencing of plays that I made like was critical to like baiting out whatever he had, and like essentially play around all of his cards. Because like it's like, you know, if he had the Nibiru and I overextended, I literally would have lost. Like it's like sometimes like the simplest plays are the best plays in my opinion. And so like and that's pretty much it. But yo guys, thank you so much for tuning into this deck profile. I'm really excited to go into the next round of the CASHAPP Cup. We'll see who we'll be facing soon. But I think this was a really good replay to watch. Like Pascal played it perfectly. Like I didn't see any like errors or like misplays from his part. Like after watching in 2020 or like in hindsight, I guess the only thing he could have done was get an extra interruption, like by getting the counter trap. But that didn't really matter because I hard drew the Denko anyways. But I guess it kind of did matter because if he did search the counter trap, I would have shotgunned Denko and then activated Spell Power Mastery because I think he would have counter trapped my Spell Power Mastery there. Yeah, guys, like I think that was a really good match. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Your thoughts on Pendulums, and if you think Pendulum is the best deck. And of course, I already know all of you guys who are Triff fans, like Triff Gaming, like supporters. Yeah, Pendulum is the best deck, man. You already know this deck is insane. Like I said, I wanted to like play something different. So guys, I'll see you guys in the next one, and thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.